So over the last 70 years, the real thrust, I suppose, for the management is to connect these fragments of ancient woodland together and try and expand the woodland as much as we can. So we've been doing quite a lot of planting to create these corridors between the fragments of woodland, so the whole woodland becomes more robust, more resilient to changes, things like climate change, but also things like disease. And we're getting to a point now where most of those connections have been made. So looking to the future, we're hoping more for natural processes to take the lead. So we won't be doing so much planting, and we'll be sort of trying to promote conditions for natural regeneration of the woodland. It's really important that we collect all the seed here locally from the nature reserve to maintain the genetic viability or the genetic diversity of this specific area. What is quite interesting here is that the trees, or the pine trees here, actually came back into Scotland via a different route after the last ice age. So when the glaciers retreated, the vegetation over thousands of years then came behind it. And the pine here actually came a slightly different way to the pine in the rest of the Highlands of Scotland. So genetically it's slightly different. And that's why we want to collect all the seed here to maintain that uniqueness. What we want to do is create something that is robust and large scale, so landscape scale restoration basically. I think we're in a time now where the climate obviously is having a big impact on nature, but also there's a biodiversity crisis. We're losing a lot of our biodiversity, so we want to create a sort of more stable habitat that can be protected for the future to come.
Good.
The results we found were quite stark, particularly in terms of changes in drought frequency and duration. So whereas in the past there were maybe one extreme drought every 20 years, now there's likely to be one extreme drought every 3 years. And in terms of duration, those could be up to 2 to 3 months longer, which means that particularly habitats that rely on water and a high water table like wetlands could be significantly impacted. Our study modelled the period 2021 to 2040, which is obviously this year, and the message there is very much that climate change is already happening, it's already here.